Hello there. Good afternoon, everyone. It is Swift in Riposte here. I've just put my little lad down for his afternoon nap, and that means I've got a few minutes to try to record my second episode. Thanks to those who've seen my first one and a couple of the lovely comments I've got so far. Really appreciated, and it's encouraged me to straight away get filming number two. As we discussed last week, today's mission is to go and find a desert and get a load of sandstone to decorate my arable farm with. So, without further ado, let's get kitted up, ready for that. Let's, oopsie, missed. Oh well, take the long way down today. As discussed last time, I am definitely an enthusiastic amateur and by no means professional at this. So, I think we will load up an ender chest. It's got a load of shulkers in there. I don't think I need those. They can go back into my armor box. I will take my elytra, or elytra, I never know how to spell it, and where to pack these things away. Let's sling the clay balls in there, and the clay and the bricks. Dirt and grass blocks go in here. Dirt and grass blocks. I think I will pick up some shears because they could be useful if there's bushes and things I want. I don't need 2 shovels. I'll take my hoe because why not? I've got an ender chest, I've got food. In my ender chest I've got a bed. I think I'm pretty much kitted up. Oh, rockets. Yeah, let's not forget rockets. Where would I put those? In here as well. I think let's take 2 stacks plus change. That should be plenty for this, but you don't want to be caught short there either. And let me attempt a takeoff and then pick a direction to fly in. We don't have a set mining desert here, so it's going to be a little bit of hunting first. There we go. Perfect takeoff first time, and I will go this way. So, as we fly... Oh, no, that's just a beach. Not really what I'm looking for. Also probably a bit close to where everyone's playing because you don't want to destroy, it's like a mining desert too close to home, as you never know if more players join or someone wants to build something. You don't want to leave an eyesore there, so I tend to want to get a few hundred blocks away at least. And over this big ocean looks perfect. Ooh, an ocean monument. I'll leave that for now. I actually don't... I said we did everything. I'm not sure if we've raided an ocean monument on this server yet. I may see if I can get the rest of the players to want to do that soon. Oh, extreme mountains. Are these extreme hills? What does it say? It says... plains. Just plains with very high bits. Actually, let's take F3 off. I was using that earlier to get coordinates for my return home. And a village there. I don't really need anything from a village right now, but it is getting towards night time. I think I will find somewhere to land and set my bed up. So, perfect landing, woohoo! Sling a chest down, grab a bed. If I can have the right... Yep, I've got my silk touch pick there. Silk touch pick. Try saying that 3 times quickly. Sleep through the night. Pick this up, pick that up, bum bum bum, and get into the air again. Which way did I come from? I think it was that way, wasn't it? This is where I fly around in circles for half an hour and wonder why I don't find a desert anywhere. So what we're coming to here, oh, that looks like a swamp. A baby little swamp. Oh, actually, no, it's growing over here. But still no sign of a desert yet. Ooh, a nice hole in the ground. Ooh, some dripstone. Don't really need any of that for my current builds. What's that there? That looks like someone's been here before. Oof. Almost flew off into a tree then. Not what would have been ideal. And a witch's hut. Again, don't really need that. I'm not really someone who needs to harvest witches or what they make. It's not my sort of thing, that. But, you know, good to know in the future if something else to do on the server. Over a birch forest and past a jungle now. That jungle? Looks like it. I'm never quite an expert on these things. More plains. Aha. These look to be getting to warmer biomes, so we've got a load of acacias. Is that a savanna they're on? I can't remember. But we'll keep going this way. Another village. Also be nice if I found a mangrove. Ooh, something. Now there look like extreme hills. Don't really need much iron, but again, let's have a quick look, see if I can spot anything. I may as well actually. No, don't get distracted. We've got an iron farm. This is not early game. I can leave iron there. Sorry, old habits die hard sometimes. And I'm like, ooh, iron. Definitely get lots of iron when actually there's other ways and means at this point in the server's life. Sort of beaches and things, but are you going to turn it to a desert? Or are you just going to stay as a beach? You're just going to stay as a beach, aren't you? Ooh, this looks more promising. This looks like what I want. Let me just do a quick check. Oh yes, Minecraft desert, and there's a well as well. A well as well. Didn't mean to, pun that, but there we go. Okay, quick change of kit, and then let's get those out. Grab me some bushes, because they could be useful for decoration. Rabbits, I did want rabbits for my foresty biome, but I'm not got the energy or the time to want to drag them home right now, so we'll leave them there, and I'll collect some dried bushes, because I think these look pretty. We'll leave the rabbits alone, be nice to them. Let's grab some cactus. Grab some more bushes. Hello, rabbits. Again, if I can, I'll make note of this coordinates, and maybe another time we'll come back rabbit gathering, and we'll sling some of those in our little indoor forest area. I think they'd look very attractive there with the bees and everything going on. Let's see. Anything down here? I'll just grab the blocks. Boom, boom, boom. I love efficiency. It is so great. La-di-da-di-da. And I'm sorry, I can't see. And I'll create a random flood here as well. That gets me a load of sandstone. Yay! Let's collect these blocks. Go and collect more bushes and cacti. Ooh, red sand. I'll get some of that as well. That can make a nice decorative feature. So, grab some of these. And then let us chop you open. Grab you. Rather than just commenting on everything I'm doing here, I don't know, I should have really thought of other things to talk about whilst I'm doing this. I may as well start with what, my relationship with Minecraft has been. I alluded to it briefly at the start of the first episode. So, yeah, I think I first played Minecraft, I would guess, around 2010, if not a bit earlier. I don't think I was the an alpha or beta player, but I may have been. I think I played it very shortly after the zero punctuation review about it, so that could be a good way to date it. I didn't really get on with it at first. It was the first survival game I'd played and didn't really get the concept. And of course, in those days, a big part was that there was no tutorial or instructions or anything. There was the wiki, but I'm notorious for not reading instructions, so didn't really, get on with the game so much initially, and I sort of played about 5 minutes, dug straight down, fell in a hole, got stuck, blown up by what I realised later was a creeper, and left it there, for a couple of years. Then an old friend of mine, his housemate, played a lot of Minecraft, and I just chilled out at theirs, as you do, with friends, just having a drink, and just watched him play, and that sort of got me sort of more hooked, really. I learned a lot about how to play the game from watching him. Then looked at some YouTube videos about, your first day in Minecraft or your first week and building your first little house or your first little animal farm and wheat farm. And from there, that's when I really got hooked on it. And, very much until now, have only ever played on single player by myself. I'd play until really, the mid-game. I'd be going so well. And then, I'd have this sort of a bit of a house and a bit of a farm and maybe start building something. And then usually what would happen is I'd die. And then, though I'd log, respawn, it would lose its savour because I never got far enough to build an XP farm. And therefore, I probably lost my only diamond gear, and it may have had a couple of, basic enchantments on. But it felt like, a total reset and all that time and effort, and then I'd have to go through so much time and effort again to get back to where I was. I sort of would lose enjoyment then, and actually would probably rage quit for a few weeks or a couple of months, and then go and start a new game again. And I really enjoyed the early game, that sort of setting up your early farm, setting up a base, trying to find the animals and seeing how far you can go without dying. So did that a lot, and then started realising, actually, why do I play regular mode when really I'm pretty much playing hardcore? If I died, I'd get bored and leave the game. So that's what I did. The last couple of years now, I played single player hardcore roles and see how far I can got. And a couple of times I got, maybe not quite to the end game, but I got to the point where I had sort of a small XP farm, like a cave spider or a zombie XP farm, and a full set of diamond gear, and maybe even getting to the point of a second set and starting to make attractive bases and things like that for myself, which was much further than I ever got, and especially in a hardcore game I thought was good going. Then recently I've been following the Hermitcraft Quotes Instagram page, and they've also got a Discord. Join there, and people are advertising servers, so I found one which fit in with how I wanted to play the game. For those who do know Hermitcraft, the server is set up fairly similarly. Got a couple of similar mods on it. I say mods, just I think quality of life improvements is a better way to put it. And it's the only major difference is that weird thing saying sponge at the top. We've got a couple of people who really like achievements in this server, so there's an extra pack which is trying to collect every block in order. I'm not so bothered by that, so that's why you're probably going to see sponge up there for a long time, but other players enjoy that, and great. There's loads of different ways to play this game, and they don't hamper each other, so more enjoyment for everyone. It's fantastic. And well, that brings me to here. I've been on here now a few months, and really enjoyed, the early game, and I took my time and made sure I sort of did all I enjoyed in terms of a lot of stuff by myself, just getting that basic sort of survival bit done. And though, got a really good server, everyone here is friendly and very giving and charitable, I wanted to sort of get to the point where, I could survive by myself, had all my, own farms, or basic farms, like your animal farms and your wheat farms, and, your basic early game stuff, and towards the mid game, before I started using some more community resources. Like there's a jewel spider spawner, which was our early XP farm, and then some villager breeders and things like that, which you donate a diamond or a few emeralds here and there, and everyone's free to use. And I've only started using those in this sort of once I'd got comfortable, and that's been actually a big change as well, because death loses its sting a bit, which for me is a bit weird, having played a lot of hardcore, but actually I've quite liked, because it's meant I've been a lot more adventurous. I built an Enderman farm, which, well, I'll show you at some point. Just the standard design, nothing, fancy or original, but I felt proud as my first sort of late stage type farm I've ever built, and it is incredibly efficient and came together a little bit of drama, but generally quite well, and that was good fun. And yeah, and then I was just at the moment just really enjoying doing some sort of really nice builds in my base. I've got probably the biggest and nicest base I've ever made in Minecraft. It's I know, compared to a lot of players, it's only still probably a starter base for what many people would consider, but for me, it's an established and something I'm really proud of, and I'm enjoying keep going. I'm also working on our nether hub here. I volunteered to do the sort of decorations there. I started that a couple of months ago and did the whole floor area to make it attractive and spawn proof, but I then sort of paused to work back on my base. But I think once I've got this farm made and then a bedroom made, I'll probably then do a big project to finish the nether hub. So we'll see that in a future episode. You can look forward to that if you keep watching me whilst I sort of insta-mine all this sandstone, which again, I now start to realise why the pro players say this is so satisfying. You sort of half paying attention to your screen, you're able to talk about anything. I've lost track of what I've talked about totally, so I hope I've not said anything too silly. And I hope I'm not talking too fast or mumbling or muttering or going too much. So we'll see there. But in the meantime, I'll just keep on hacking all of this down. So yeah, that was a sort of history of my time with Minecraft. If you are enjoying this and you are watching, let me know what you do, how you got into the game, how long you've been playing. Drop a comment. It'd be interesting to see how my experience rates among others, especially maybe those who are newer to the game or have come in via a different route. When I first started, it was only on the Java edition, therefore only on PC, and Microsoft probably hadn't even heard of it yet. Whereas these days, I know there's a huge amount of players who've come in via the Pocket Edition route and sort of the Microsoft Store, and a very different way in. So again, interesting to hear how your introduction to the game has been different from mine, and also the changes and the mods. Though I played a long time, I don't feel like an old player. I didn't play too much in the early days, as I said, and therefore I'm not one of these players who feels like it was better how it was or invested in a much, should we say, simpler game as it used to be. I've really enjoyed the changes and everything that's come out, and I think it's made it a much more fun and immersive game. And for someone like me, who is, though I'm now YouTubing this, I still feel like quite a casual player, it's made it much more fun and playable for me. There's sort of always a little bit more to do, and I don't feel like I've got to collect everything, or I've got to be really inventive with sticking, an upside down fire or something to build a block. If I want something, there's probably a block there which already looks 3/4 of the way to what I want anyway, so it makes people like me's life much easier. But again, there's others who really love the old days, and that you had to be inventive and sort of work out how to turn a block around and upside down and make that weird texture you needed. So credit for everyone, and it's probably why it's such a wonderful game that you can play how you want to. And of course, with all the old games, or I think a lot of the old versions, are still totally available for legit download and playing, so you can always play the old games if you want to. Which again, I think is not many games let you do that, and it is also a fantastic service, especially for a game that is now owned by a huge corporation. I don't think, and you sometimes wonder how much longer that will remain, but long may it last, because I think it's one of the big things that really attracts people to Minecraft is the fact that it is does still feel more like an independent game than many do, even though it really isn't anymore. But I do, I think that is a very positive side of it. So let's see, I should have really taken account as to how many stacks and of what blocks I picked up there. I was too busy talking. So where are we? Coming up to about how long on an episode to run for? Oh yes, lots of. That's going to be more than enough. I can of course craft it into all the other sandstones. So I think I'm going to pack up here I'm going to fly back to my base, and then next time I think I'll start recording as we look to build the new arable farm. So, wishing you all a wonderful day. Get into your game if you've got one, or if not, start a fresh one. Have some fun, and I'll see you in the next episode. Good. Do the old wave. There we go. Again, still learning this. Bye, everyone. Have a wonderful day.